tomorrow is the Finchwick Fair and we are all going to be going. Oh my god, did he just burp us? Why do you think it is that this place is safe while the rest of the world burns?
Hello from the void, it's Rose, welcome back to my channel and my Apocalypse Poison Garden legacy. Now, in case you're wondering what's happened with my bachelorette, I'm going to put a post on my community page, so go there, read that. But long story short, I'm just having a lot of fun with storytelling and not so much fun with that at the moment, so it's going to be on pause. Anyway, last time, our little Generation 2 twins aged up into teenagers and had their first tiny tastes of freedom, with Eden letting them go to the squatter ruins, letting them go out and collect some stuff. This episode, I think we will be going to the Finchwick Fair, which is kind of the beginning of a few things I've been wanting to do for a while. I don't want to say too much, I don't want to spoiler it, so let's go play Sims.
We left off last episode on Thursday evening, so this is Thursday night with Eden just heading back to the Strangeville Secret Lab to make up some vaccinations so that at some point we will be equipped to fight the mother plant. But I don't want to do that until she has finished her other things in case she dies, so I basically want to complete her generation. And then the last act, a sort of moment of transition, will be her heading off to play. And speaking of endings, Grim has arrived on the lot to take away poor old Marrow, whose time has come. You have been a good chicken, thank you for all the eggs. Oh no, Kyrie is here witnessing it. Oh, she's actually hatching an egg. We have literally a circle of life moment going on here. On the one hand, her being cute with a chick, and on the other, Grim petting Marrow and taking him away to the great free-range field in the sky. I mean, that was almost poetic, honestly, which for my game is not normal. Maybe this is the beginning of a new and wonderful phase for me where I become a good and pure and normal simmer. But I can't imagine that. Chaos is my brand, and you can't fight your nature. Oh my god, that grim disapparition noise always scares the pants off me. Okay, new day means we have new crops to harvest, and for once I haven't had to manually reset the garden overnight. It didn't do that, so yay, we just get to pick our things like a normal situation where the gardening isn't horribly glitched. Callow is finally out of bed. He's definitely a later riser than Kyrie. She's already been up, tended to the chickens, done her gardening. Now she is angrily making breakfast while he's just eaten some leftovers and is now heading off to do goodness knows what, and I definitely feel like that's going to play into their ongoing teen relationships. Kyrie is definitely a bit of a try-hard at the moment, as we've established. She just wants her nice to be life. Wait, what? That's not right. Nice life, you get what I mean, where I'm coming from. Anyway, we are actually having a little exciting moment just now. One of the Gen 2 skills for the Poison Garden Legacy is baking, so Kyrie is going to need to max baking, and we are doing our first ever bake just now. We actually had the ingredients in to make some brownies, which is going not so well. I'm guessing maybe she doesn't have a recipe and she's just like, I never knew what to do with this brown cocoa powder stuff, but I think maybe it could be nice in bread. And so she's made some brownies which they can all enjoy. They're, I mean, mediocre quality, but come on, she tried. And meanwhile, Eden is just grinding her herbalism. Now she's finally out of bed. She's got to level 7, which is something. But honestly, learning it from a book is so slow. And this entire day was pretty much just a grind of laundry and the kids being made to box and garden and do chores, and Eden reading herbalism books and gaining like 20% skill. Literally, at all times, she is reading a herbalism book. I am really hopeful that maybe I might be able to get her back out to Granite Falls to get some supplies so we can do some grill herbalism, you know, making potions and stuff, because I think that will be quicker, but we will have to wait and see. And before we can even think of that, we need to have a family meeting, because tomorrow is the Finchwick Fair and we are all going to be going. Callow seems pretty excited. He's like, oh my god, really? We can go to the fair with you? Well, Kyrie would definitely be more hesitant to leave her safe space. For Eden, the main thing at this stage has got to be laying down some ground rules. You do what I do, you go where I go, you follow what I say, you don't talk to anyone, we're not there to mingle, we're going to be in and out, it's going to be a quick trip. It's literally just so that if anything happens to me, you guys are equipped to go and trade. So go have an early night, get some rest. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. I think Eden is definitely having mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, she knew that she wouldn't always be able to keep them completely under her control as they got older, but she is super paranoid and she just really wants to protect them, and she's doing it the best way she knows how, which is by keeping them inside a really tall fence, far away from everyone who might want to hurt them. So she is doing some night chores to work through some of that cortisol, and tomorrow will be the big day. I am super duper excited. Apparently Kyrie is too, because she's up at 5:24 in the morning, but she's stinky, so we're going to go clean her. Callow is definitely trying to work off some nervous energy by doing some boxing. I mean, on the one hand, it's good practice to defend yourself in case anything goes wrong in Fintrick, but also this has got to feel like the longest day ever, knowing you get to go somewhere brand new, but not till the afternoon, and then just being stuck doing your usual everyday chores. I know personally that would drive me insane. I am not a patient person. Like, if I'm ever going on holiday, I have to go in the morning because otherwise I am completely useless all day. Oh, that's so pretty. I do feel like Kyrie is honestly just quite happy. She's quite content with her life, taking a big deep breath in a sunny patch out in her garden with her plants and her chickens. Definitely makes sense to me that she would pursue wellness later in life, whereas Callow is definitely more in the face your problems head on, fight them, yell, write angrily in your journal because life is not fair and it's important everyone knows it category. Case in point, Kyrie and her mum have a pretty decent relationship. Definitely based on the fact that Kyrie hasn't sort of tried to assert a personality that's separate from anything her mum would have wanted, which is tricky because it's a normal part of your teens, but this is not a normal time. This is the apocalypse, and it is time to go to the fair. I'm so excited. We are heading straight in to the usual grocery guy to trade our supplies. I've given both kids some stuff in their inventory, either that they've harvested or found that they can sell. So Eden is giving them a chance to get used to haggling, negotiating, understanding how things work, how far you can push it without drawing any attention to yourself, obviously. So she's going, okay, he's going first. And Kyrie's like, I guess, let's just get this over with. I've got some stuff from my garden, let me sell it. And Callow is sort of looking around. Well, he's looking at his phone, but we're going to pretend that's not happening. He's looking around. He's just more interested in what's happening in the town than any nonsense with a vendor. So we're just selling all of our stuff because we are also going to need some money at some point soon. The house that I've built for the next gen is more expensive than I meant it to be. So that's going to be challenging, but hopefully we will have less garden issues and we will be able to sell our stuff. So we have made decent money. I think we made like 7,000 or 8,000 this week, which is not bad. And that is that done. So technically there is no reason to stay in Henford upon Bagley. But having got here, I feel like Eden needs to show the kids something, not least because they're fighting. And I feel like Callow's like, why have you hidden us from this place? You always say the outside world is super dangerous. Look at this place. It's beautiful. There's a village vibe. There's cute little shops. There's people just wandering around without feeling nervous or panicky. Why do you tell us things are dangerous? And Eden's like, come with me. Because I did go in and make some changes to Henford. So what you are now seeing, along with Kyrie and Callow, is the perimeter fence. Eden's like, this place seems idyllic. And it is inside the fence. But you can't just move here. Sure, you can come in and trade. You can come in if you've got something to give. But to live here, to enjoy this supposedly perfect world in the end of the world, there is a cost associated. And what I have done by raising you out where we are self-sufficient, where we depend on nobody, is give you freedom. Because to live here, you would have to pay someone or serve someone. And not just any old someone. Why do you think it is that people here are still wealthy? Like, why do you think it is that this place is safe while the rest of the world burns? I might not know exactly what's happening here, but I can tell you that it's not right. You know, you never lived through the before times. You didn't live through the 5 years where everything was on fire, literally. And I can tell you that for a place like this to exist, there has to be enormous money, enormous power, and you just don't want to be trying to work out what they want. You don't want to be involved with that. You just want to get far, far away and be here for as little time as possible, because this is kind of a prison. A beautiful prison, but not one that I would want for myself or for children of mine. So that is why I say that things are dangerous. Not everything that is dangerous is ugly. Some things that are dangerous are very beautiful. And now let's go fishing, because we do need some fish for food. But Kyrie hates fishing because she is squeamish, and I feel like Eden is not so mean to make her fish. Also, she's desperate for a wee, so we are actually going to let her go pee. And on that journey, maybe we meet someone. Oh my god, did he just burp at us? That's like the opposite of a meet cute. Seriously, that is so horrible. Kyrie, I'm with you, girl. She's squeamish, and some random guy, pretty much the first guy she's ever met in her entire life, burped at her as she walked past. What's the opposite of a cat call? Like a frog call? Anyway, she's been like, seriously, dude, what was that? And okay, her first impression of Nerium is that he is an anti-crush, but she also perceives him as extremely attractive. And he thinks she's emotionally expressive, so that is honestly a hot mess of emotions. But we can work with it. I feel like she'd go over being like, that was horrible, why would you do that to me? And he's like, I'd never seen you before, I wanted to get your attention, and that's what came out. And she's not going to be super impressed by that, honestly. She's like, okay, well, thanks, random guy. I am actually just going to go now. Even though I think you're extremely irresistible and I'm having a breathtaking encounter, I also honestly hate you. And for him, that is going to be interesting. She is a mysterious person he has never met before, and as we get to know Nerium a little bit better, you will learn that he pretty much knows who is who around Henford. So to meet someone roughly his age who he's never met before is going to be kind of a big deal for him. So that's that. Let me know in the comments what you think of the first glimpse of Nerium and any theories you have about who he might be, how he might be getting involved in the story, because if you've read the rules you can probably guess, but I always love to hear your ideas. And that is enough Henford on Bagley. We hopefully have caught some fishes whilst Kyrie has been off meeting boys, and we are going to head back home to the safety of our known environment, which is probably going to really annoy Callow because he was probably having quite a nice time. And that is that. We have made it to the fair, our first fair, and what an eventful time we had. I mean, in reality, Eden gave them a massive lecture about how dangerous the world is, and Kyrie met a boy. That was what went down. And we are now home. I can hear Callow singing in the shower. It seems like he had a very nice time. And Kyrie is pretty quiet, a little bit playful, having dinner with her mum. I feel like Eden would be like, I know how Callow felt about that. How did you feel? And Kyrie's like, it was nice, I guess. I don't see why Callow's so obsessed with the place. You know, it's good to know where we can sell our stuff, and I guess it was pretty, like the flowers were nice, but, you know, I'm glad to be home. A lot of weird people out there, aren't there? You know, and she's talking about her strange encounter, and Eden obviously doesn't know that happened, so, yeah. Kyrie's going to be sort of trying to process the meeting. She's not really close enough with her brother at the moment that she would talk to him about it, so she's going to be processing it on her own through the lens of her books and her feelings, and I feel like that is going to be interesting for her and hopefully for us. Eden and Callow are continuing to bicker, really. Callow, he might have acknowledged that, okay, maybe Henford isn't some idyllic place, but ultimately, like, is it really as bad as his mum is saying? She wouldn't even let him talk to anyone, but if they're allowed to, like, go in and trade and they're allowed to go fishing, really, like, can whoever runs Henford be that bad? He doesn't think so, and Kyrie's decided to go sleep outside in the bath, possibly so that she doesn't have to hear the fighting. We are also going to be pretending that we finally managed to replace Butters at the fair. I was waiting for the weekend, so we are going to buy ourselves a brown cow this time. Hello, and we are going to be naming the brown cow Butterers. So like Dumb and Dumber, we had Butters, and this is Butterers. Butterers? Yeah, I'm definitely going to say that wrong repeatedly. Butterers, thanks. Welcome to the family. We will have milk again, which hopefully will enable Kyrie to do a little bit more baking. We will see. But yeah, I think I'm going to start winding this episode down. I got through everything that I wanted to do. I was super, super excited to go to the fair. We also did manage at the fair to buy two important things. We bought some blueberries, so we can hopefully make some, well, we can make some blueberry jam, and that I believe will complete the canning recipes that we needed to make, which I am very excited about, so we can check that off our poison garden checklist. And we also were able to buy a cowplant berry, which means that we can regrow our cowplant having accidentally killed Watcher, which pretty much brings us, with the exception of finishing herbalism, to the end of Eden's generation. We've gone from feeling like a long way off to feeling like we're really up close, so we're just gonna get that cowplant berry in the ground, then we will leave that episode there, I think. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the trip to the fair. Leave me a little thumbs up, give me a like if you want to, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you, bye!